What's up, guys? It's MB Boxing, and I just finished up watching Jose Valenzuela versus Deiner Berrio, and this was a 10-rounder in the lightweight division. And this fight was Saturday, September 18th, from the Mechanics Bank Arena in Bakersfield, California. And this fight was broadcast on Fox Sports 1. And in this fight, Jose Valenzuela was able to get a unanimous decision victory over Deiner Berrio. I personally had the bout scored 98-92 in favor of Jose Valenzuela, and the judges scored the bout 98-92, agreeing with my score, 100-90, and 99-91, all in favor of Jose Valenzuela. And just to break down the fight, in the third round, that's where, there's really a lot of action. Rounds 1 and 2, rounds that I did think Valenzuela edged pretty clear. He just came forward, landed far more shots than Berrio. And the thing with Berrio, he wasn't that active throughout the fight. And when he would have bursts of offense, it would actually be pretty effective, as he'd land clean shots to the chin and to the temple of Valenzuela. And if he did that more in the fight, he could have possibly won more rounds, and who knows, maybe even won. But he was not active enough, and it was very similar to his last fight, where he was just not active and he lost a decision, just like this one. But if he was more active, he could have made the fight far more competitive. And as I mentioned before, the times where Berrio was active, it looked really, really good. But more into that third round that I said before, Berrio did get hit behind the head, and he did sort of go down, and it looked a lot like that. It was sort of like acting, that he just flew to the canvas. But after looking at what Berrio's eyes looked like after getting hit, he looked dazed. He didn't look all there after getting hit behind the head, and the referee could have deducted a point from Valenzuela. I know it was accidental, just when Berrio did get in that sort of ducking down in the clinch area, somewhere like that, I believe it was, which led to Valenzuela landing that shot behind the head. But who knows? Either man could be the one to blame, because Valenzuela was the one who threw and landed the punch, and Berrio was the one who sort of leaned his head down a bit, leaving his neck / back of the head area open. So yeah, both men are at fault for that. But yeah, after that, I thought that Valenzuela did lose the fourth round. I thought that Berrio was a bit more active. Fifth round was fairly competitive. In my opinion, could have went either way. But then Valenzuela really started to work to the body and to the head, just like he did in rounds 1 and 2 after 4 and 5, which were very, very close. But yeah, then in round 8, Valenzuela did get rocked by a beautiful left hand from Berrio, as Valenzuela was sort of going out of the pocket to the outside, walking with the back foot. He was caught off guard, and it sort of made him lean forward and clinch immediately, and he was obviously stunned from that shot. He probably wasn't hurt too bad, considering it was Berrio's non-power hand, but still, Berrio did hit him clean flush. It looked like around the nose, almost all of his face the glove took up. It was a very, very clean and effective punch that I thought won Berrio the round clear. So, yeah, round 8, Valenzuela did get buzzed a bit, and then even after that left hand that landed for Berrio, Berrio did land a nice overhand right. And there was a lot of action as well in the 10th round, where Berrio landed a beautiful overhand right, or it was a mix of an overhand right and a right hook, sort of to the jaw area of Valenzuela. But then Valenzuela closed with landing some nice and beautiful clean combinations to the chin and to the head area, top of the head of Berrio. And yeah, he would go from the body to the head. And one problem with Valenzuela is his defense. He really needs to work on that. He keeps his hands down a bit too much, and that really led to him getting hit a lot. I know maybe just because Berrio wasn't that active and he wasn't expecting him to be as powerful probably as his shots were. He probably just didn't expect him to really get hit too much, considering Berrio, as I mentioned before, isn't that active of a fighter. We saw that in most of his fights, including his losses. But yeah, Valenzuela did get hit, and in his next fight, if he fights someone at a higher level than Berrio, he needs to keep his hands up and watch out from getting hit, because he did get hit clean a lot and got buzzed a bit in that 8th round. But yeah, Valenzuela won this fight by unanimous decision. He looked pretty good in some points, but he did learn a valuable lesson, and that is really just to defend yourself at all times. he really looked like he was sort of unfazed by Berrio's power until he really got clocked clean and buzzed. And he probably, as I mentioned before, didn't think Berrio would have as much power as he did. And he did get hit, but he still won the fight, as I mentioned before. He's still young. He's only 10-0, and he has a lot to learn from. Still, this was a very, very good win, a good step up. And, I mean, people do have to remember this was a step up in competition for Valenzuela. I know many people aren't fans of BoxRec's ranking system, but before this fight, Valenzuela was ranked like many spots below Berrio. Berrio was like 130 and Valenzuela was like 250 something by BoxRec. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I believe that's where their like ranking system was before the fight. So yeah, it was a step up according to BoxRec. Step up. I mean, really, according to everybody. I mean, Berrio was a real step up in competition. It was a good win for Valenzuela. So what is next for him? I think Jose Valenzuela should take on someone at the level of like a Mason Menard. I know Menard's, I believe, coming off that loss to Emmanuel Tago. I wouldn't mind seeing a fight with Tago and Valenzuela. I don't think Tago is too great. I know his record's really, really good. I just don't think he's great of a fighter. But I wouldn't mind if Valenzuela does face like a Mason Menard type of fighter, like someone at that level, like top 100, top 80, top 50, somewhere around there. Anywhere from like the top 100 to the top 50. I know that's a wide margin of guys to fight, and it really just ranges in competition a lot. But I could see him beating someone around that level. And yet again, he is young. And even if he loses his next fight to another like sort of step up in competition, I mean he's still got a lot to got a lot to learn and has a lot to grow from. But what is next for Deiner Berrio? I'm honestly not too sure. I believe this is his second fight in the United States, losing twice. His first fight, I can't remember the exact opponent, but as I mentioned before earlier, he did lose that. It was on a Ring City USA card, I believe so. But yeah, as I mentioned before, second straight loss in the United States. I think he's going to stay here and take on like another prospect like this, and even in his first fight in the United States, another unbeaten prospect. And I mean, he could be one of them. He's still a fighter that is dangerous when he lands. I know that. I mean, his knockout ratio doesn't say that, and even how many punches he throws on lands per fight. I mean, in this fight, he got outlanded by like 100, more than like 100 punches. So yeah, he really needs to work on being more active and letting his hands go, because if he does, I mean, he does have a very, very unorthodox and sort of hard style to adapt to, considering he keeps his hands down, moves around a lot, likes to get in the inside, likes to move around on the outside as well. I mean, he's a very, very interesting fighter, who I would like to see again against another prospect. Who knows, he could possibly win if he does let his hands go. But, I mean, he's either going to face another unbeaten prospect or a lower-level opponent before getting another opportunity like this. So, overall, Jose Valenzuela defeats Deiner Berrio by unanimous decision to stand beaten at 10-0 and to get the best victory of his career so far. And yeah, that's really it. I'm MB Boxing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.